There are so many questions that we can't answer. We can't read the future, and at the moment we just simply don't know. We don't know if Juventus will qualify to the next edition of the Champions League. We don't know if Juventus will finish in that top 4 of Serie A. Finishing in that top 4 might even not be enough, because we don't know how many points they will deduct from Juve. We don't know if UEFA will decide to ban Juventus with 1 point, 15 points, whatever. So many things that we don't know. We don't know about the sporting director. Giuntoli, yes, according to some sources. Giuntoli, no, according to other sources. We don't know about Vlahovic. Will he be still the center of the project of 23-24 Juventus? What about Rabiot? With or without European competition, will he still be the solid midfielder? Will Pogba come back at his level? So many questions that today, on the 18th of May, we just simply can't find answers for. But there is one thing that we know, is that tonight, in Spain, we play against Sevilla, return game of a semi-final of a European competition, a unique opportunity that can possibly bring us to Budapest to lift European silverware that is missing since 27 years, since that 1996 season where Juventus, with a penalty from Jugovic, was able to beat Ajax in Roma. Today, Juventus have the opportunity to make abstraction of everything off the field and think about one thing: silencing the stadium of Sevilla, silencing all the haters, silencing all the supporters of Sevilla, because it will be a hot atmosphere in Spain. Hot atmosphere that Juventus needs to take and recharge the battery, thinking about one thing: the field. Winning today, because winning is important, to give a bit of joy, to give a smile, to give joy to Juventini that are waiting for that moment since so long. So today, tonight, 9 p.m. Italian time, Sevilla, Juve. Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. Rojos from Sevilla against Bianconeri from Turin. This is what we will speak about in today's video. Only Sevilla Juve, for one simple reason: there is nothing else that matters. Guys, yesterday I saw a message from Biris Norte, the Ultras from Sevilla, and this is why I told you I want to silence today the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan Stadium, because yesterday in an official communique they said that they won the 7th. They are convinced that they will win their 7th Europa League. They are convinced that they will destroy Juventus. They will be not with 11 players today. They will be with 12, because one man will be what we will find in the stand, supporting and screaming, making it a craziness as they did against United. They said, United, they discovered how crazy the Nervion was. Well, Juventus, they have to understand that they will be in the middle of a crazy hell. This is what they want. They also continued saying that every single Juve player, they will have to regret choosing to become a player, a football player. They need to go into the field, and every time that they will control the ball, they have to make sure that they regret, that they have shaking legs. That's the message. It will be a hell. And there is one way to silence them. It's from the beginning of the game, making sure that we are scoring, and maybe even showing the silence sign, telling them, shh, we are Juventus, we are Juventus, we are Juventus. That's what we have to do. Aggressive from the beginning of the game, scoring. Will we be able to do it? I'm not sure. I don't know. It depending of the lineup, and it looks like the lineup 10 on 11 has already been decided, with Szczesny into the goal, Gatti, Bremer, Danilo in the defense. Gatti, important. We will come back on why Gatti will be important today. Why Gatti in that middle of Bremer and Danilo will be super important. Quadrado, that was yesterday in press conference, will be on the right. Kostic on the left. Fagioli, that won his starting position after the last beautiful performance and goal against Cremonese, with Rabiot, with Locatelli, with Di Maria. And then one big doubt. If Tuttosport is telling us Milik, there is Tardelli, ex-Juve player, ex-World Cup winner with Italy in '82, that said on Tuttosport, Allegri, invent something today. I would recommend Allegri to not invent too much, but what if Allegri listened to Tardelli and he made sure that he's inventing MOISE KEAN as a forward? No Vlahovic, No Milik, but MOISE KEAN with the other 10 behind them. Who knows if it is the night of MOISE KEAN, if he is the joker, the big surprise. Well, that could be the possibility to go and to win in Sevilla. Am I agreeing with the lineup of today? Yes, I agree. Knowing that on the bench I have a Federico Chiesa ready to change it, Ealing Jr. ready to changing. I'm happy that we have Gatti, and I will reveal you what in a second. But Juventus could make a surprise today with MOISE KEAN. Can it be maybe the night of MOISE KEAN? If we want it to be the night of MOISE, we have to do one thing much better. The offensive pattern, the idea of playing football also up front, finding the number 18, but also especially this man, the number 22, Angel Di Maria, that saved us against Freiburg, that saved us against Nantes. These two men in couple up front can be really decisive, but we will have to make sure with Fagioli, with Locatelli, with Rabiot, with Kostic and with Cuadrado that we are able to find them. Creativity, linking that midfield with that offensive pattern. That's the first thing. Of course, you have to pay attention to one that played a few minutes only in Turin from Sevilla, Ocampos, ex-Milan player. Ocampos that scared all of us until he was on the field. Well, crazy how he was playing, and he will be back today on the field. Juventus needs to pay attention to him. But on the other side, we have our strength of the season, the set pieces, free kicks and corner kicks. And that's why I'm telling you that Gatti is crazy important today. Gatti, fantastic. The one that is actually giving us belief. I was speaking with Perin, with Szczesny, with Pinsoglio. They told us that that goal that gave confidence again to Juventus to go in Sevilla and to make history. The goal of Gatti, a fino alla fine goal at the 97th. Well, he will be important on set pieces, together with Danilo and Bremer. Bremer, the one that scored in Cremonese. Then, of course, we have to do something that Cuadrado was asking yesterday in press conference. Pressing them high, going immediately, showing that we want to have that block super high, as we did against Cremonese. Of course, Cremonese is not Sevilla, but the intention, that's how you start to plan a game. These four things we have to do, and then you have more chances to go through. Speaking about Cuadrado, about his renewal, we spoke about Alexandro yesterday, we spoke about Bonucci. Cuadrado at the moment didn't sign an extension. We know that his extra year was already activated last year, so this year is his last. He's still hoping, he's saying that he's feeling well at Juventus, that after this season they will speak about it. Maybe yes, maybe no, he doesn't know. He's feeling well at Juve. One thing that we want to say about Cuadrado is that we want a magical Cuadrado. We want today Cuadrado, the epic Cuadrado, the one against Inter, the one against Fiorentina, the one that was able to do fantastic goal against Bayern Munich. That's the Cuadrado that we want to see today in Spain. Then, speaking about Giuntoli, there are two different versions. You have the one of Christian Belli that we saw on Facebook. Why am I not reporting the words of Christian Belli? Because he's an insider, anonymous insider that I personally don't know. If I start publishing all the anonymous insider guys, then we do a 24/7 channel with a lot of news, some that are right, some that are fake, we don't know. So he said that it's a done deal. I also believe that it's a done deal, but at the moment I prefer not to report it. What I want to report to you, it's what we read on the papers, the more journalistic versions. And the journals this morning, Corriere dello Sport at least, is saying that there is a turnaround, a turning point in Napoli, because De Laurentiis is blocking Giuntoli. He's saying no. At the moment, no. And Juventus is shaking according to the Italian sport page. The president is strong of that contract until 2024 from his sporting director. And at the moment, he's not accepting the resignation of him. Pay attention in Napoli. De Laurentiis is starting to be really naughty, and he's starting to be a bit difficult. Why also? Because he's feeling that his beautiful Napoli that won the Scudetto is maybe not as solid that he was thinking. Maybe the players, the coach, the sporting director are not aligned with De Laurentiis in terms of opening a winning cycle in Italy and also maybe in Europe. Why? Because Spalletti is not happy. At the moment, he's not extending. There is a clause, an automatical possible renewal from Napoli to Spalletti, but Spalletti is not really happy with that. He wanted to rediscuss And at the moment, this is not happening. So they are opening to the goodbye of Spalletti, opening to the goodbye of Kim Min-jae, opening to the goodbye of Osimhen. And maybe that's why De Laurentiis is feeling that tension. He's feeling that the things are not going according to plan. And maybe that's why he doesn't want to make sure that Juventus is held and supported by Giuntoli, but he wants to keep him. What will happen? We will discover it. I still have the feeling that it will happen, but we have to be patient. Patient, because anyway, Giuntoli will be the sporting director of Napoli until the end of the season. And then we will discover. There is one thing I want to say about Manchester City-Inter, the final of Champions League. If you want to know more, I made a video about it yesterday. But one thing I want to say is the words of Patrice Evra. I know it's a sensitive topic, especially for people that are not living in Italy, that don't feel the same rivalry with Inter or with Italian clubs, because it's calcio over everything. You know that this is absolutely not what I am thinking. For me, it's Juve over everything. But yesterday, Evra, ex-Juve player, he said, as a Juventino, as a real gobbo, I would love that everyone is behind Inter. I would love that everyone is supporting Inter because they are representing Italy. And when I was playing with Juve, it annoyed me so much that everyone was anti-Juve. Everyone was trying to jinx the victory of Juve. Everyone was celebrating the defeats of Juve in the Champions League final against Real Madrid, against Barcelona. It hurt me so much. We have to respect Italian calcio, Italian football, and to the Juventini, I say all behind Inter, supporting them, because at the end we are all Italians. Guys, I will finish the video not with a triple tap, I'm doing it now, Forza Juve, but with another message, my answer to Patrice Evra.